By December 1944, Allied troops were at the gates of Germany. For the past year, they'd pushed the Nazis back and the end seemed to be in sight. But Hitler had one last trick up his sleeve. The Germans pushed through the thinly defended forest, creating a bulge in the Allied front line. By the next day, the 101st Airborne had taken up defensive positions around the town. He delivered an ultimatum from the German commander. "This is a surrender. We want to take prisoners. Lay down your arms and you will be treated humanely." The American commander, General McAuliffe, thought for a moment. He ripped up the surrender order and handed the German a one-word reply: "Nuts." McAuliffe then ordered the men of the 101st to get ready to fight another day. They were soon surrounded by German troops who demanded their surrender. American paratroopers held out through the night, repelling several German assaults. On January 1945, the Germans retreated across the Our River. The casualties were staggering. More than 80,000 Americans were either killed or wounded. But the attack had failed and the end was now in sight. Fighting was intense, with bitter cold adding to the misery of both sides. Men froze to death just as often as they were killed by enemy fire. In the west, a massive surprise attack through the Ardennes forest. It caught the Allies completely off guard. On December, an American reconnaissance plane spotted a large German force moving into the town of Bastogne. A German soldier was trying to bury a wooden cross. He helped the man dig a hole and then asked what it was for. "For my friends," the German replied. "We have brought death and suffering to this country. Now we must also bring them peace." He placed the cross in the hole, said a prayer, and walked away. The American watched him go and then said to himself, "I'll never forget this. And neither will we." At dawn on December 23rd, a German staff officer approached the American lines. There was no hope of relief for the men of Bastogne. That is, until General Patton's Third Army smashed into the German lines, relieving the siege on December. Meanwhile, the rest of the Allied forces were in full retreat, but it took another week to clear the Bulge. As the men of the 101st prepared to leave Bastogne, one of them noticed something strange. This has been the Battle of the Bulge Part 2, the last major German offensive on the Western Front.